with 405 values, with 405 values, which is a left join. But in the right join, what will happen eventually? It will create 300 and the remaining all part discarded. At the time of joining the left join, it will create null values if you don't have the values corresponding to that. In the right join also, if you don't have the values corresponding to the 105 values, it will create the null values for that if you don't have the values. So corresponding to this type of example, you will get null values in the right join. You'll get right values in the right join. So this is one of the disadvantages whenever you want to join any kind of left join. That doesn't matter, return all the records from the left table and match the records also from the right table. That's it. So if you are understood about this enough, we will go ahead and check out the tutorial point what we are going to check in the SQL OH. So yeah, and another one interesting operator is alias. We already learned the alias. We're going to be renaming some of the column names with corresponding as a temporary variable. So the alias, we can use the keyword is as. We'll give it as a name for the alias name for that matter. The alias name is very helpful whenever you want to retrieve the information with corresponding the particular column. So you can see here we have a select query with invoice number has invoice. So the column name is not at all satisfied with the end user, or it's not understandable. At the time we use to rename this column as a temporary storage so that eventually we'll get some idea to retrieve the data information. And also, yeah, some calculations also you can perform with respect to the alias. This is very helpful. At the time, some common mistakes you can also perform like this. At the time, if it did like this, in the where class you can do, but what will happen in the unknown column? New salary is unknown column, right? Because this is a temporary storage. This is not present at all. So at the time you cannot use this one. So yeah, you can use, maybe probably you want to be used in the where class as a where class. At the time you can use by using the order. This will works out at the time. So some of the advantage and disadvantage with the alias, this is we already seen, but I'm just saying some sample example and where it's going to be failed much of results. And also the joints, inner joints, outer join, left outer join, and the right join, cross join. We can see that maybe. So inner join, in the inner join, whatever the useful information, you can see here we have a table A and table B, which consists of several records. What will happen at the end? So you have 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 in A. This is A, this is B. So let me take this diagram. So this is A, this is B. What will happen eventually? You have only the 3 4 as a common points here, right? All remaining are the different points. So if you take that consideration in the inner join, it will be having only the, this is the table A, this is the table B. Only the 3 4 will go into be came into the picture as output. It will return only the 3 4 results at the time you are going to be joined with the inner join. Some of the values are not matching here, so that we can discard them values. So the basic syntax is like this: select A from the table and inner join with B. Okay, inner join with B. You have to read it English, much easier to understand. So I'm joining with on. On is a keyword in the SQL. So whenever you're joining with B is equal to A. Okay. So that means on the B in table B, A from the column A and table A. Then you can showcase. Yeah, you can see here. This is very straightforward. So you want to be joined corresponding to the some records from table A and table B. You can also join from the table C also. So I'm just joining with table A. Okay, so let me introduce this concept. I'm joining from A inner join with B. So this is fine. This is fine with you. So what will happen? If you join, you will get some results. Let's store this result as a temporary storage for that matter. Temporary storage for that matter. Or it will, you can also see inner join will be joined into A, obviously. So what will happen eventually? We are joining with that inner joining in C. Okay, inner joining with C. You can also see we are joining on top of some variable. N is a variable. in is a variable in A and B and C also. So with these, all the ins are present, we are joining with corresponding to that. Similarly, we can also go with some kind of the examples like employee data sets. We already seen so many examples with corresponding to this. So let's play around with these data sets. Yeah, let's try it out so that we'll get some idea how to inner join is going to be very helpful. Yeah, in this you can see the interpretation is open with corresponding the selecting of your department ID and the department name, and also and you can say that I will going to be extract the department ID in 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I execute this, I will to get whoever having the department ID is 1 and 2 3, right? So at that time I need to join with some other table. What will happen with corresponding to that? So let's see. Yeah, this query very helpful. You can see here we are selecting first name and last name and the employee name and also the department ID, department names with some other table called departments and employees. So I'm joining with employees inner join with departments and department ID, employees, employee department IDs. So where the employees and department IDs in this area or 1 2 3 kind of the thing. So it will be joining with department ID, obviously. So if I execute, we will get first name results with